Hello everyone. Let's discuss the topic for today, that is the collective bargaining and employee counseling. Collective bargaining is basically the negotiation and employee counseling is providing the guidance or counseling to the employee. Concept of collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is the process in which working people through their unions negotiate the contracts with their employers to determine their terms of employment, including pay, benefits, hours, leave, job health, and safety policies, the ways to balance work and the family, and more. So, it is basically a tool for the work life balance in which employees negotiate with the employer with the terms and conditions of their job. Purpose of collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is a voluntary process used to determine the terms and conditions of work and regulate the relations between employers, workers, and their organization, leading to the inclusions of a collective agreement. So, it is a kind of agreement between the employer and the employee. Collective bargaining has the advantages that it settles issues through dialogues and consensus rather than through conflict and confrontation. So, it is a peacemaking process in which both the parties come to the common point so that the bargaining or the negotiation can be take place. Next is the freedom of association and exercise of collective bargaining provide an opportunities for constructive rather than confrontational dialogue, and his harness energy to focus on the solution that result in benefits to the enterprise, its stakeholders, and society at large. So they focus on the solution part so that the proper solution can be attained. Principles of collective bargaining. There are so many principles of collective bargaining. The first one is the management must periodically examine the rules and the regulations which govern the labor force and industrial relations. This will promote the interest of the employees, and thereby management will gain the goodwill and trust of its employees. So it is periodically examine formula or say the process examine on the basis of the rules and regulation. Second point is the management should give recognition to the unions without any reservations and must assume the workforce as a constructive and cooperative force in its organization. This will elevate their status as well as the responsibility. The management, third point, the management must develop and follows the realistic labor policy which should not only be accepted at all the levels of the organization but also it should also be implemented to support the effectiveness of collective bargaining. Management must be involved in organized effort and exercise establish establish a strong and satisfactory relationship with the employees, union, and their representative. So, the confidence level of the unions in the management increases, which restricts the unions from doing anything drastic and one which is capable of disturbing industrial relation. Fifth point, management can make efforts to educate the unions or its member regarding the importance and advantages of collective bargaining Management must make employees understood that collective bargaining is not only a bargaining process, but it also brings with its understanding of flexibility and adjustments. The management should recognize, notice and understood and solve the problems and grievances as soon as possible and at the level which the problem has taken place, rather than the trade union bringing it to the notice of the management. This action of management not only saves industrial relations from being complicated but also saves the time and energy in the long negotiation. While bargaining with the unions, the management should not only think from the point of economic consideration but should also have greater emphasis on social consideration. Consideration of economic and the social view together will help the management to have a more rational and balanced negotiation. Eighth, the most important principle from the management point of view is that it should have the willing acceptance to recognize the representative union for joint bargaining efforts and should also establish uniform conditions of employment with a view to avoid. Next, one of the principles to be implemented for establishing and promoting collective bargaining is to give voluntary recognition to the trade unions as one of the contracting parties. This will give a positive impact on improving the industrial relations, production and productivity management. Management must have a awareness of the nature of the union as a political institution operating in an economic environment industrial dispute and maintain the peace and the harmony in the industry. Next is the procedure of collective bargaining. How we can do collective bargaining. Procedure of collective bargaining. The process of collective bargaining comprises of 5 steps that are followed by both the employees and the employer to reach an amicable solution. Process of collective bargaining is, first we need to prepare what we want or for what we need collective bargaining. Then we discuss, then propose the solution, then bargain and then the settlement. These are the 5 points or these are the 5 steps of the collective bargaining procedure. Next, concept of employee counseling. Counseling is a two-way process in which counselor provides help to the workers by the way of advice and guidance. So, in which the counselor provide the guidance to the employees so that they can better fit to the organization or in the job. There are many occasions in the work situation when a worker feels the need of the guidance and counseling. The term counseling refers to the help given by the superior to his subordinates in improving the later performance. Need of employee counseling. There is a need for the employee counseling to come out from the problems, gives a new way to deal with the problems. So, employee counseling help in dealing with the problems. Next, the employees need to know as to how much the employer care for the employees. With the help of employee counseling, employees came to know how the employer care for them. There is also a need to identify the work related problems and the poor performance. There is a need to increase the productivity of employee and confidence about the work. Objective of the counseling. Counseling is an exchange of ideas, feelings between two persons. As we know, the counseling is a two-way process in which both the parties or both the counselor and the employee interact with each other, share their problems, share their experiences. So, the counseling is an exchange of ideas, feelings between two parties or two persons. It concerned with both personal and the work problems. Counseling may be performed by both professional and non-professional levels. Counseling is usually confidential so as to have free talk and discussion. Counseling, it tries to improve the organizational performance by helping the employees to cope with their problems. Thank you.